Hey guys, I'm Robbie Wellington with GeekWire, and today Facebook stock jumped 30% after stronger than expected second quarter earnings. And because of that, we're kind of looking to see if Facebook is still relevant and if it's still cool. So we're here today on the Seattle University of Washington gorgeous campus, and we're going to talk to a few students to see what they feel about Facebook. Do you use it as much now as you did back then?
No.
Are you using it as much as you were back then, back in 8th grade?
Way more. I didn't use it really when I first got it. For like 3 years, it just sat there doing nothing.
Yeah, do you find yourself using it more or less than before?
Less.
Far less.
Why is that?
Ooh, less time in grad school.
Oh yeah, I'm 26 now, I'm in grad school, and it's just not as much of a social connection as it used to be, and it's mostly full of people either who are getting married or having babies now, and I don't really care too much about that stuff right now. Yeah.
You kept using it as much as you used to at all?
I think more as I get older, just because I can't keep up with all my friends, so yeah.
As much now as you used to 5 years ago?
No.
No, Instagram, Twitter, all that. Facebook is fading away.
Yeah, do you use it as much as you were back then, more or less?
I probably use it more now.
But do you find yourself using it as much as you did back then?
Definitely not, no.
Do you find yourself using it as much as you did back then now?
No, last time I logged in was like an hour ago, and that was the first time in like 2 weeks, so...
Don't you find yourself using it as much anymore besides just being in grad school? You just ran out of time, or are you using something like a Twitter and Instagram, something like that?
Yeah, definitely. Instagram is kind of a big deal now, so there's less focus on Facebook, I think, but also there's just a lot of negative press that's been going on with Facebook, so all of that kind of.
What's some of the negative press?
Just how they sell your information, and you have to make certain things private, and you really have no control, or your property isn't yours anymore, so all those things kind of contribute, I think, but I don't necessarily think of that as soon as I log on to Facebook.
Yeah, that kind of thing, or people post like I Heart Rednecks photos of like their trucks with Confederate flags and the decals, and it's like, I don't know, I'm not interested in that.
So
I don't know. It's been kind of oversaturated with things that I don't really care about as so much. So the more friends I have, the more things pop up in my newsfeed, the less interested I am in the majority of them. So just kind of lack of interest in that.
Yeah, people post the same shit over and over again, and it's just repetitive, like I just use the chat when I'm at work or whatever to communicate with my coworkers that are in another room.
Yeah. The Facebook chat system, do you like that, or do you just find like texting to be a lot easier?
Texting.
I use it. I have family abroad and a lot of friends abroad that are far away, so I use the chat because it's expensive to text and call.
So you're in a really boring class and you pull out your phone, and is the first thing you go onto when you're not texting someone, do you go on Facebook first, or is there something else you do when you pull out your phone?
If it's a class that I have to like listen and pay attention, but not all the way attention, but like kind of pay attention, I'll pull out Instagram because there's no text, so you don't have to process words. But if it's something where I'm just trying to entertain myself a little more, I'll pull out Facebook first, probably.
Using Facebook as your primary social media, or anything else?
I would say Facebook. I guess Instagram. It's becoming popular.
Is your phone considered social media, or does that not count?
I use Instagram purely for the filters, not so much for the social aspect.
Then it is a good way to keep in touch, and it's sort of a way to stalk all of your friends.
Yeah. You feel like Facebook is as popular in general as it was when you started using it?
I don't think so. Well, I don't think so, because I don't really use it that often. Maybe other people do.
Yeah.
From what I've heard from other people, it seems like they don't use it as often, too. Like, I've heard people try to get rid of it, but then, like, it's probably harder than they think or something.
Yeah, man. So Facebook's kind of, like, left, and do you think they're just not cool anymore? I mean, no one uses them. Is there a reason everyone left, do you think?
I think a lot of the updates people found very inconvenient, especially with the timeline's ability to actively go through stuff. A lot of people didn't seem to like that. But beyond that, I think it has mostly just been that activity's been spreading to multiple platforms that are more specialized to the things that people liked about Facebook.
Why do you feel like it's declined a little?
People have been doing the same thing, and there's not much real change. So if there was perhaps a larger change, then people would use it more, or a better interface.
Yeah, what would a large change be? It's hard to think of offhand, but could you think of something they could do to make you go back on it really quickly?
Make it a search engine.